Tenemos un entrevistado de lujo hoy que es el señor Keith Lango. Y me paro para decirlo. Keith Lango ha sido animador 3D por más de 15 años. Fue pionero en enseñar animación 3D a todo el mundo por internet. Ha trabajado para grandes estudios de animación. Codirigió el corto animado nominado al OSCAR Gopher Broke en Blur Studios. Siempre experimenta como animar con Muppets. Ha dirigido y producido cortometrajes con actores. Y últimamente dirigió el corto animado Poutnik en República Checa, el cual combina varias técnicas de 3D y 2D. Al momento de la entrevista trabaja para Valve Studios de Estados Unidos, creadores de juegos como Portal 2 y Team Fortress. Está bueno conocer un poco lo que piensa Keith acerca de lo que es la animación, lo que es estudiar animación, todo eso desde aquí, desde Litomysl, República Checa. Keith, ¿qué le recomendarías a alguien que desea aprender animación 3D?
Animation is a two-sided craft. There's the technical side of the craft, which is about the mechanics of motion and specifically the techniques and methodologies to achieve pleasing motion that is of a certain quality. And that is the easier of the two things to learn. However, it takes a long time to do it. It takes a lot of practice. You have to just keep animating to solve that. But then there's the artistic side of animation, which really differentiates the good animators from the rest. And that's the decisions, the honesty of what comes out of your heart, your imagination, your ability to empathize and put yourself mentally and emotionally in the place of where a character is. And then from that place, create a moment for that character that feels honest and sincere to the audience. That's very difficult. It's tough to learn. That is more of a spark of creativity that's difficult to teach. It can be honed, you can learn it to a degree, but some people I think are more naturally gifted towards that than others. Not exactly fair, but that's how life is sometimes. I'm not 6'5" and I can't play professional basketball for a living. That's just the way it is, right? So we work with what we have and we try to get better at it. So someone who is first starting out, I would encourage them to remember there's two sides to this. Both of them take a long time to learn, and neither of them get better by reading or by getting tutorials or stuff. I mean, those are all helpful, but what really makes it better is you just keep animating. You just keep animating, and when you're done with them one shot, you just go on to the next one. Learn what you learn from it. Don't try and craft one perfect piece of animation, because it will never exist. You just try to create something that's good, and then when you're done, you say, okay, what can I do better? And then move on to the next one and try and do better.
Keith, ¿qué nuevos desafíos tienen los animadores en el futuro cercano?
There's a lot of jobs available, but the biggest challenge is that they're all transient. They may not be where you live, which means you have to go where the jobs are. And that can be disruptive to life. You know, if you have a support system or family, or if you have a good situation in your home where you're at now, but if there's no work there, then there's no work there. So there's opportunities. I was just checking a job board today, and Vancouver, Canada is just exploding with opportunities because so many studios are moving there because of the tax breaks. When the government of Canada is tired of offering the tax breaks, all those companies will move somewhere else, and you have to chase them. So that's probably the biggest challenge from a lifestyle point of view. From an art and craft point of view, the number one thing I see people doing that could be better is they're falling into imitating what's already been done. And so you end up with stuff that's derivative of what they've seen on the screen in a movie. Too much studying of animation and too much imitating of other animation. You need to move past that and get back to studying real life, real people. And you need to take that and bring it to your work. And of course, there's a lot of people who are training in this, and a lot of people are getting quite good at the technical aspects of motion, the smoothness and the performance and the overlap, the things I mentioned earlier that, those, you just get better at them by doing them. So the bar to get in is always technically higher, but for those who are able to move past the imitation and get to the real life and bring honesty to their performances, they are going to eventually be ahead in the game, because you can be technically very good but have bad performance ideas or derivative or cliche ideas. You're not going to advance your career very well. Whereas someone may not be as technically refined, but their ideas are fantastic, they're always going to be ahead of the curve because you can learn this part easier. So that's what I think.
Keith Lango tiene experiencia, además de animador, también trabajando en captura de movimiento. En Valve se lo puede ver aquí actuando con uno de sus personajes. En el momento que estábamos realizando el corto, surgió la posibilidad de adquirir un traje de captura de movimiento que cuesta 20 veces menos de lo que cuestan los grandes trajes de las películas. Aquí hay un ejemplo y de ello surge esta pregunta. ¿El uso de captura de movimiento puede cambiar la forma en que animamos?
At the very least, they'll change the way we acquire the core performance. There's two ways to look at this. Up until motion capture became widely available, the core performance in an animated character came from the animator, which means I thought up what they're moving like, I thought what their gestures were going to be, I created this moment for them from my own mind, and I crafted it. And then along came inexpensive video cameras, and so animators started acting themselves out. And so then they were copying that, but again, it's them owning the performance. Then motion capture starts coming in, and now the performance is being authored by someone else. And a lot of animators are upset by that because they're not the one creating something from nothing, they're just taking somebody else's creation and massaging it, which can be less rewarding to an artist. However, with less expensive motion capture things coming online, today's video camera that the animator uses to shoot their own reference is going to be a strap-on motion capture outfit. Not even an outfit, it'll just be little things you wear. And you'll go into a room and instead of setting up a video camera, you'll set up a laptop that'll take the Wi-Fi from your motion capture, and then you'll act out your performances. And instead of copying video, you'll just transfer the data, and that will be your blocking. So I think that's a really exciting possibility. And what you're doing is it gives you time to iterate and find the best ideas. Instead of just settling on the first one because, gosh, it's going to take me so long to make this, and I've got to turn this in by Friday. If I can have my blocking done by lunchtime on Monday and have 15 different possibilities to choose from instead of one, I'm going to get a better one.
¿Te has dado cuenta el impacto de tus enseñanzas de animación alrededor del mundo?
Who really realizes their impact in the world, right? I'm aware that it helps people. I just want to make it easy for people to get access to information because when I started my animation career, in the early 90s, this stuff wasn't available. And the few people I tried talking to wouldn't share. And so I just decided I'm not going to be that guy. If I ever learn something, I want to make it easy for people to learn it.
Una última pregunta. Hemos terminado recientemente el corto animado con 20 animadores de toda Europa. ¿Cómo te sientes?
I'm happy. I have to confess, when I showed up, I wasn't really terribly excited about the film. Was having a hard time getting motivated working on it just because of the pile of work that was going to be. And plus my work and other things have just kept me busy. And when I arrived and I said, look, I want to invite you guys into this process. I want to give you a chance to dig in and contribute to who this character is and what these moments are like, and not just execute ideas I've already thought up. The very first day of dailies, I saw shots come in I'm like, that is so much better than I would have thought myself. And the moments felt like, oh wow, he's coming alive. And so by the end of it all, I'm pretty pleased. I'm quite pleased that there's some really, really nice stuff in here. Thankfully, I think the story sort of works, We'll find out. But it's a charming little film, and the characters that we have in it really did come to life. The moments really feel honest. It feels like we're dealing with living creatures here, and that's been very rewarding. It's been a lot of fun. I love collaborating, and you guys did awesome.
Thank you.
Sure. Goodbye.
No se olviden suscribirse, me gusta, comentar, todo lo que ustedes quieran, y nos vemos muy pronto desde aquí, desde República Checa.